So today's topic is about SQL injection, and as we know that SQL injection is a web security vulnerability. It is a critical bug, and according to OWASP Top 10, it comes under the category of injection vulnerabilities. And what is SQL injection? The SQL injection allows attackers to interfere with the queries that an application makes to the database. It generally allows the attacker to view the data of the database, which we can not normally able to retrieve. This attack can be is a can be a severe category because we can anyone can compromise the data. So and let's move to next slide. So types of SQL injection. There are mainly two types of SQL injection. Inbound SQL injection, which includes error-based and union-based, and then is blind SQL injection, that is Boolean-based and time-based. So let us study more about this. Inbound SQL injection. In this, we communicate with the database using some queries like, let's say we are adding quotation mark after, let's say, ID parameter. Then uh, uh, the website will throw the error of MySQL. Say, let's say that MySQL, this query is not found in this database or something like that. We will see that in demonstration part. And next is union-based SQL injection, in which the attacker use the union SQL operator, which fuses multiple select statements generated by the database in single HTTP response. And this response may contain some sensitive data from the database itself, and this can be leveraged by the attacker to account takeover also. Let's see about blind SQL injection. Blind SQL injection is mainly time-based, from which we can get a delay from the database. And the first thing is Boolean-based SQL injection. The attacker sends the SQL query to the database, prompting that the application to return to a result. Let's say the result would be a username, or let's say any credentials or tokens. And blind SQL injections rely on the response and the behavioral pattern of the server. Let's say the SQL query of Postgres server will not work in Oracle-based server. So we have to identify the servers accordingly. So that we can identify using some queries that are based on, let's say, Oracle. So Oracle server will respond, and if Postgres, then Postgres will respond. So what is the main impact of the SQL injection attack? A successful SQL injection attack can result in unauthorized access to sensitive data, that are passwords, credit card details, or PII information. And this can, if PII leakage of the data is happening, so it can lead to mass account takeover vulnerabilities. And because the main database stores the passwords and the username, so anyone can log in through that. So it is a critical bug, and according to OWASP, it is the first bug that is in injection category. So the prevention of these attacks can be done by input validation. So we are validating the SQL queries, and then we are whitelisting some of them that we are using, that is the database owner is using, and the other different queries are whitelisted, so no one can interact using that query. So, and the most important thing is sanitizing the data by limiting the special characters, because SQL injection always require special characters like quotations, hyphens, and select queries, etc., brackets also. And we have to limit the privileges of the database, because if let's say database is compromised, so the attacker cannot own that database if we have limit the privileges. And the last thing is we can use cloud-based web application firewall, which can also prevent accesses and SQL injection like Cloudflare, Akami Ghost, and Imperva. So let's move to live demonstration of SQL injection in Web Application Security Academy, that is FortSwigger Labs. This is Firefox, and I have my bird suit ready. So let's go to Websec Academy. Okay, so let's see blind SQL injection, which is very easy because with the time delay we can easily do this. So let's start. And for cheat sheet, we can use the web application SQL injection cheat sheet by Portfigure. So we don't need to memorize the payloads. Okay, so these are some of the payloads. We have to do time delays because this lab is blind SQL injection with time delays. Okay, so this is the juice shop and we are presented with login. So and again check the lab description. See, this lab contains blind SQL injection vulnerability in tracking cookie for the analytics. So let us write this. Tracking cookie has the SQL parameter. So let's start with, and we have to solve this lab and we have to delay by 10 seconds. So and also union based will not work because SQL queries are not returned, and error based will also because it will not throw any error. So let's try. Worksheet is ready. So intercept is on. I will perform this in repeater tab. So this tracking ID is vulnerable. So we have to use the payload that are given by this Portfigure cheat sheet, and we have to produce the time delay. Also, we need to identify which server it is using. So let me start with MySQL because most of them contain MySQL. And let's see. See, this query will surely don't work, and because there is a parameter of tracking cookie, and we cannot directly use that. So let us try by replacing it. If replacing that works, so it will replace. No, 193 usual response, 193 milliseconds. So it is not working. And let us check the before result. That is 161. So it is not vulnerable. So using this query. So let us create a query and let us create a query using this tracking ID. So because the tracking ID is a SQL parameter, so it is given in the lab description. So let us use quotation because quotation will end that query of the tracking ID. Let see, I will write this tracking ID. This will end this tracking ID SQL query, and then we will concat that with our query, that is select sleep 10. See, we can get this here string concatenation. Okay, so by adding this, we are ending this query of we are ending this tracking ID query. So and then we are adding our query, that is sleep select 1, and let's try this and remove this previous query, and let us encode this. Control U using we can, it is a shortcut. So let's try. C182, no, it is not vulnerable using this. We can also check if we don't know that after this query anything is there. So we can use comment. This is double icon, so we can comment out the rest of the query. So only this much part will be executed, and after this query nothing will be executed. After let's say another query is there, so this will not be executed because we have commented that. So let's try this, adding this to our repeater. See, it is also not working. So I think so the database is not MySQL. So let us try with Postgres. We simply need to add PG. So repeater tab, and I am adding PG underscore sleep 10. Okay, and let us send it. This is also not vulnerable, and let us encode this. Control U. No. It is not working. So okay, so I think I have forget this. In SQL, after concatenation, we have to add brackets to execute our query, because everything in SQL needs bracket after concatenation. So let's try this. We are ending this query by quotation, and then we are concatenating our query, and adding brackets will execute this query. So let us try this. If it will not work, then we will try with MySQL query, because I think we have left it. And let's see. Bad request. I think so. I have misplaced something. And select is equal to it is not a MySQL database. So let's try with Postgres. Now it is working. See, we are getting sleep 10. Let us wait for 10 seconds. Yeah, see, we can get response from after 10 seconds. See, we can also check this. Firstly, it was getting 186 milliseconds when we changed the payload with Postgres PG underscore sleep. So then we will get a delay of 10 seconds. So about this payload, so firstly we checked about MySQL, so we are not getting a MySQL error, or it is not a MySQL database. When we added PG underscore, that is from our cheat sheet, so it is a Postgres server. We have confirmed using our vulnerability. And about this query, we constructed this query because it was given that tracking cookie has a SQL parameter. So firstly we ended that parameter using quotation, then concatenation, and then we are selecting a query that is sleep, and then we are commenting out the rest of the query. So this way we created the payload, and let us confirm by showing this into repeater, and I think we will solve this lab. So it is solved, and let's try another lab. And let's see, we can log in bypass. This lab contains a SQL injection vulnerability in login function. To solve this lab, perform a SQL injection attack on the logs into, we have to log in with administrator user. Okay, so let us remove this and this to log in with the application as the administrator user. Okay. Okay. So this is again a juice shop like environment. So let us try to log in with admin and admin. So it is not a valid password. So for SQL injection, we usually try quotations, double quote, and let's confirm that it has a vulnerability. So internal server error. So these are the best signs of we have found the SQL injection vulnerability, but we need to confirm it. So let us intercept this request. Admin, and the password can be anything. So I am writing anything and intercepting this request, and then sending it to repeat. So when we are adding the username as single quote, the application is throwing 500 internal error. And when we are usually log in with admin or anything, so it will give 200. Okay. So username has a SQL injection vulnerability, and I think so query would be like this way: select first name or select username from users. Users will be a database, or users will be a table or a column from a database. So I am thinking like that way. So from users, and then this will be capital because it is equal. So from users, and then the password will be uh, where password is equal to, because password I think it will have a hashing functionality, so it can be anything. So let's say anything. This will be the initial query, and we are adding here admin. So it has a SQL vulnerability. So if we are adding quotation, so it is getting a internal server error, and we need to log in with administrator. So let us try administrator and then quotation. Still it is giving internal server error. So let's comment the rest of the, because commenting will neglect this query of password, and it will only check that administrator user is there from the database. So let's try this. And after commenting, paste is password. It will not check this query, and it will check up till this. So we got 302 found, and let's see the response in browser. Okay, so now we are administrator, and we have logged in using administrator. So SQL injection in login functionality in many of the admin panels, it is vulnerable, like PHP MyAdmin and the previous version of PHP MyAdmin. So this is all about the SQL injection. So that's all from my side. Also, I would like to share a POC that I recently found, and it was a duplicate, but it is the bug is fixed now, so I can rebuild it. So it was in a program of NCSC, and the vulnerable endpoint was something like this way. Usually we added quotation, and it gave an internal server error. So I will show you in the POC video. This was the screenshot. So is the screenshot visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Yes. So
Yes.
after adding quotation, so it was giving a blind error. It was an error-based SQL injection. So it was giving the error like MariaDB server version for write to use at line 1. So it was a clear case of SQL injection, and I exploited it further, and it was a time-based SQL injection, and using a sleep payload. So this is the POC video. So check this. It will delay with the 5 seconds, and then the server will be host. The website will be presented. See, after adding quotation, we got a SQL error. So that's why I exploited it further, and then I added a delay of 20 seconds. So that was the bug about. This was a time-based SQL injection. After 20 seconds, we got the response. So this way, the SQL injection can be exploited further, and also we can find accesses, because on the another bug, I also found accesses on the same using SQL injection, and it was also showing the SQL syntax and check the MySQL server version, and it led to accesses. So it was on a different website, and this way we can exploit the SQL injection vulnerabilities, and in real life also we can find, but we need to dig harder. So that's all from my side. Thank you.